morning, media viewers. Welcome to the ABC show, Anazak Broadcasting Corporation. Here are the first main items brought to you by Kaibel Samani. Arusha. The government ordered to amend Political Parties Legislation Act 2019. The regional court ruled out yesterday that the establishment for the Treaty of the East African Community (EAC) in Ngunga, Tabora. The Tabora Regional Commissioner paid an impromptu visit to the Ngunga District Hospital and stated out that the hospital lacks medical equipment and sufficient bed. He promised the medical personnel that he will answer to their needs with an immediate effect. Coming up, let's have more updates with Madam Maureen Eric, who she is at Kibaha Pwani. Over to you, madam.
A very good morning, viewers. I am at Kibaha Mkuza Girls Secondary School, where there has been a fire outbreak putting the two dormitories in a blaze. So far, there is no casualty that has been reported, and the area district commissioner is likely to arrive at the scene. The head teacher of the school has asked the parents to remain calm, but things are under their control. Back to you, madam, in the studio.
Thank you, Madam Maureen Eric, for the update on Kibaha Pwani. Now let me turn to Madam Patience, who she is at the Nanenane Dodoma, to update us on what's yonder, especially the traffic flow. Over to you, madam.
How are you, viewers? It's quite foggy this morning, making the cycle struggle to move on. But I'm very optimistic that things will change as the day breaks. From my causal observation, there is no potential obstructions or congestion due to the presence of traffic lights. Reporting from Nanenane in the capital city of Dodoma, I am Patience Henry. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Madam Patience, for updating us on the news of the traffic flow. Now let me turn to Madam Crystal Gratias, who she is at the JKIA Julius Kambarage Nyerere International Airport, whereby the Zambian president is due to land for a 2-day state visit. Over to you, Madam Crystal. Thank you, Madam Krista, for updating us on the news on the JKIA. Now let me turn to Madam Laureen Msechu and Madam Charlotte Kinasha, who are going to update us on the business news. Over to you, Madam Laureen and Madam Charlotte Kinasha.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to today's business news, read to you by Charlotte Kinasha and Lauren Peter. NMB Bank allocates 100 billion shillings for loans to stakeholders in tourism. NMB Bank brings 5,000 participants in seminar. DSC raises 14% on Vodacom shares decisions. Zanzibar. NMB Bank allocates 100 billion shillings for loaning players in the tourism value chain. The funds are delivered more by the bank's recovery effort that was devastated by the global COVID-19 pandemic, according to the bank's head of business unit, Alex Ngeni. Welcome, Madam Laureen, reporting on stock exchange.
Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome to this new stock exchange report presented to you by Lauren Peter. Stock exchange. Turnover at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange (DSE) rose by 14% last week as investors snapped Vodacom shares after the company announced a reduction in the size of its loss. Exchange rate: US dollars was bought at 2,822 shillings and was sold at 2,820 shillings. Sterling pound was bought at 460 shillings and was sold at 1,460 shillings. Kenyan shillings was bought at 2.87 and was sold at 19.80 shillings. Rwanda francs was bought at 2.22 and was sold at 2.28 shillings. Ministry said. That is what we have for you today. Back to you, studio.
Thank you, Madam Laureen Peter and Madam Charlotte Kinasha for updating us on the business news. Now let me turn to Mr. Tuntufia Malsoyo and Mr. Jason Rishingesha to update us on the international scenes. Over to you, sirs.
Good morning, dear viewers. On the international scene, we have the following. South African ministers freed after being taken hostage. Johannesburg. South African Special Forces freed 2 government ministers held hostage by veterans demanding on the compensation for their roles in the fight against apartheid, the officials said on Friday.
Ethiopia fails to block the UN from funding. Addis Ababa. Ethiopia on Thursday failed to block the UN from funding an international committee that will investigate all human rights violations by all parties in the nation's recent war. And that marks the end of the international news. Till then.
Thank you, Mr. Tuntufe and Mr. Jason, for the updates. Now let me turn to Mr. Steve Sanga, who is at the Mkapa Stadium, who is going to update us on the sports scenes. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, my fellow viewers. This is Sport News brought to you by Steve Sang. Yanga Football Club are at the top of standings with 15 points after winning all their past 5 matches since the league started. Dar es Salaam. The Tanzania Mainline Premier League continues today at 3 Vineyards, but all eyes and ears will surely be directed at the Ilala Stadium in Lindi, where young Africans will face JKT at 4 p.m. The match is expected to be a thrilling one.
Thank you, Mr. Steve, for the updates. For updating us. Now let me turn to Madam Melissa Filippo, who is going to update us on the weather forecast. Over to you, Madam.
Hi, welcome to today's weather forecast. In Dar es Salaam, the temperature stands at 30 degrees centigrade. Mufindi Iringa, the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. Therefore, tomorrow's weather will be as follows. Dar es Salaam will experience a heavy downpour in the morning, while a sunny interval will be noticed in the afternoon. The temperature will be at 28 degrees centigrade. Mufindi Iringa, the temperature is at 25 degrees centigrade. Mufindi Iringa will be cloudy in the morning and later on in the day, drizzles and 80 km speedy wind blowing from east to west. In the shores of the Victoria, there will be a torrential rain accompanied by thunder and lightning. The temperature will be at 27.6 degrees centigrade. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning in. My name is Melissa Filippo. Back to you, Kaya in the studio.
Thank you, Madam Melissa Filippo, for the updates on the weather forecast. Coming up is the talk show after the news bulletin. Stay tuned.
Dear viewers, welcome to today's talk show. And on today's talk show, we have Mr. Gabriel from the University of Dar es Salaam. He is a professor and also a scientist. I should welcome him by award. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Gabriel. I'm a professor and scientist. I'm from the University of Dar es Salaam.
Thank you, sir. Let me ask just 3 questions. The first one. For how long does a human being sleep, a normal human being?
For 8 hours.
Why 8 hours?
So you can get a perfect sleep.
And why if he or she sleeps for 9 or 10 or 11 hours and so on?
They get too energetic.
So when you sleep too long, you get too energetic. More than 8 hours, you get too energetic. Yes. Thank you, sir. I heard that there are many questions about stages of sleeping. How many stages are there in a human being sleep?
3 stages. The first one is light sleep. That's a stage which you can easily be woken up. The second stage is deep sleep. That's a sleep which you can be hardly woken up. The third stage is REM sleep. That's the stage which you start dreaming. This cycle repeats for 4 or 5 times.
Thank you, sir, from the University of Dar es Salaam. Now, the third question is that the human being sleep or the light sleep, you said that it can be waken up very simple or easy. Yes. For that, when you say that the deep sleep and the dreaming one. The light sleep if it can be waken up earlier or easily. Now, what are the agents of this waking up? Yes. No, I'm talking about that light sleep.
You can easily be woken up. If someone wakes up when you are light sleep, you get surprised.
Thank you, sir, from the University of Dar es Salaam. Now it's the end of the talk show. I had Mr. Gabriel from the University of Dar es Salaam. Thank you, dear viewers, for tuning in.
Go.
Same place, same time. It's adios from the ABC show.